doesn't really matter whether you are there on the board of a company in the capacity of a nominee director or as an independent director or director in any other capacity. Ultimately, as the director, we need to be aware of the purpose of a business, and what that purpose is, that will answer many of the questions by default. We also need to have an understanding of the relationship between purpose of a business, value creation, risk management, profit, growth, sustainability, good corporate governance, and leadership. As the nominee director, we constantly need to monitoring the entities that we have assisted. So how to measure the business performance, or what are the KPIs used for the purpose of measurement of business performance? That is what we will look at, and how those matrices, or how those indexes or indices are used, or KPIs are used. We will understand that. How to focus on improvement of working capital. Now, at this juncture, I can tell you, friends, working capital management is less a matter of knowledge, is more a matter of attitude, is more a matter of culture. So, what is required in an organization for improving the working capital management? And uh, that is build the culture. So, how to build that culture? That is what we will discuss. Obviously, as we discussed in the beginning, as the nominee director, what drives me is company's ability to repay the loan on time, company's ability to service the loan, that is pay interest on time, and ensuring that the company is not eroding the security that it has given to me. Now, from that perspective, what becomes very important is the EBITDA. So, EBITDA and the EBIT. So, how to increase operating profit without touching the selling price and the cost? Is it possible that I do not touch the selling price because of the market compulsions, and I am also not able to touch the cost because of market compulsions? Am I still able to improve the EBIT? If I am able to do that, how am I able to do that? That is what we will understand. Of course, who will know better than all of us than the answer to this question? Why do businesses borrow money? So we all understand it very well, but there are many reasons for which the businesses borrow money. One of them, of course, is because people do not have enough money to fund their businesses, and that is why they borrow. But that is only one reason. There are many others. That is what we will understand. Is it possible to increase the earning per share of a business without having any change in the operating profit? And I can tell you, friends, yes, of course, it is possible. How is that possible? That is what we will understand in this session. How to use cash flow statement for value maximization, strategy formulation, and implementation. Three of the financial statements that we deal with. One is the balance sheet, second is the profit and loss, and the third is the cash flow statement. Balance sheet is fine, P&L is also fine, but what is more important is the cash flow statement. Is the cash flow statement. If we have a control on the cash flow of a business, we can have the control on the entire business. So, how to use this cash flow statement for value maximization? That is what we will understand. How to control business operations and remain on course. Friends, in this program, I am going to share with you two of the lessons that I learned while working with ArcelorMittal. ArcelorMittal, which is world's largest steel and mining company. We produce 10% steel of the entire world. We have operations in more than 60 locations. I had an opportunity of working with ArcelorMittal, and two very important lessons that I learned while working with this company, delivering my programs all over the globe. I'm going to share those two lessons for controlling business operations and remaining on course. Then that is what we all need to do and ensure with regard to the entities on whose boards we are sitting as nominee. What is lifeline of a business? and how the lifeline of a business can be used for controlling the operations. I'm also going to share with you, friends, something which is known as Padta. Padta is a phenomenal technique of management control system. And I can tell you, in my knowledge and understanding, there is nothing as accurate, as precise, as efficient, as effective as a management control tool as Parta is. And this Parta was designed, delivered, and implemented by none other than late Shri Ghanshyam Das Birla ji more than 100 years ago. And this Parta system continues to be applied in not only all the Birla Group companies, but also in most of the Marwadi companies. And why Marwadi companies? The system is so effective. Even other corporates across the globe are also using this Parta system. They may not be using it in the name of Parta, but they are definitely implementing Parta in their organizations. So we will understand as to what this Parta system is and how we all can encourage the management of our company to go for this system of Parta of control. And if time permits, how do businesses first their financial? Those who do, that is what we will try and understand, and also look at figures to watch for diversion of funds. So obviously, this is a big risk for any financial institution where the companies, unfortunately or incidentally, not all, but some of them, the management of some of the companies, unfortunately or incidentally, may resort to diversion of funds. Now, if that happens, now how to figure it out that this company is indulging in the diversion of funds? So, friends, this is the agenda that we have for today. Are we going to complete the entire agenda? May or may not. And why do I say may or may not? Because depending on the interaction that we have, if we have a good interaction, it is quite possible that some of the top topics we will not be able to cover. But really speaking, that doesn't really matter. What matters is कि जो हम cover करें उसको इस तरह से cover करें, इतना comprehensively cover करें that we should be able to apply that learning from tomorrow itself. So this is how we are going to look at this program. Now, at this juncture, I can take a break for 2 minutes. And Geeta ji, in case you would like to read two of the queries which are listed
Yes,
in
sir.
the chat box, I would be happy to take them.
Right, sir. And read it right away.